Hello everyone and welcome to Finance JTL. Thank you for joining me. So today's the August update for the £1 million challenge, which is one of the 4 things we look at here on the channel. Also look at how-tos, stock reviews and a bit of personal finance. So my goal is to hit that £1 million target, relatively arbitrary, but I thought it's quite an interesting challenge, and ideally do that by 2050 at the latest, which would be a 10% year return, investing £300 a month into this portfolio. And just a quick shout out to my VIP supporter on Patreon. So the latest position, let's get straight to it, is we need to be at 31,760 by the end of the year, and I'm actually at 41,638 at the moment. Now there has been not just £300 of extra investment this month, but just over £1,000. So I've brought forward some investment that's going to happen later this year, which is why there's only going to be another 420 invested as a minimum by the end of this calendar year to keep up with that £300 a month run rate. So that brings us to an estimated year-end value of £42,000, which is about 2.5 higher than it was about a month ago. So very much on track, really happy with that value that is there. So over 4% the way there. Let's get the countdown going. So I'm at 27 years to go if I hit the run rate and the stretch target for 10% year return, aiming to do it quicker than that. So this is how the portfolio is split, just to show you what's happened in the last month or so. And I've sold quite a lot of my index tracker position, which you will see from some of the updates I've posted around stocks I've bought and sold. A lot of the FTSE 100 position, UK index has been sold, a bit more cash and a bit more's gone into individual companies, which you'll see in a moment. So the largest stock holding, we've got Alibaba on this list. It wasn't even on this list before, but due to the recent changes, price drop in the market, I've now significantly added to my position in this company. I'm only about 10% down at the moment. I've lowered my average quite a lot. I'll leave a link to a video at the end, which is my recent attempt at valuing the company and why I believe it's undervalued even today, for a 15% a year return, which is a double in 5 years. Bank OZK, Corsair, Aviva and Unum have all been on this list before, so there's no particular change there, although you can see Aviva has had a pretty good month or so, and that total return has hit 40%. So it's a bit of a mixed bag on those biggest 5 individual stock holdings. Corsair again has been on a bit of a dip. I added a touch to that position. But overall, I'm expecting Corsair and Alibaba unquestionably to at least double in the next 5 years. So on these top 5, I should be making some pretty good returns. And for those of you that are fans of Peter Lynch, I've classified my individual stocks into his categories. And there's been a lot more in the fast grower category, which you probably expect, having seen the Alibaba position get much larger. And because of my sales in Bank of America and Hargreaves Lansdown very recently, my stalwart category has dropped down to 15%, but otherwise there's not a huge amount to say on this section. So I'll touch on the biggest moving stocks, both up and downs, just to keep you very much in the loop and be transparent. But you will be able to see every single holding in a week or two's time when I post the full updates in each of my portfolios as to how every single holding is performing. So you'll get to see that in the next week or two. But the big news here is Alpha Metallurgical Resources. Last month this was on the top at about 240%, so it's gone up almost 200 percentage points in the last month. So it's been absolutely fantastic. And then Ramaco's appeared on the list. My best 2 individual stocks are actually in coal, which is so Ramaco's joined the 100% club. So Alpha's gone from 200 and something to 400 and something. So that's by far and away the biggest rise I've ever had on anything. Then InMode has also joined the 100% club, and that's now up 22%. It's been a good month in terms of that 100% club membership. On the downside, you can see there 2 Chinese stocks, not surprising given what's happened to the price of those in recent weeks. I've sort of maxed my position out on that one. My average is about 14, so there's not too far to go to bring that back to parity. And there we have it. So a brief update for you. That's where I'm at, £1 million challenge. If you want to see more, please consider subscribing and you'll be able to see the detailed portfolio updates of every holding that's coming in about a week's time. Join me and I'll see you on the next one.